my body rest and never let me thirst. So I'm not going anywhere if you don't go there first. And when I see you beckoning me, that's how I'll know. Lord, following your lead is the only way I'll go.
Oh, the sweet slide guitar. How can I stop it now? Alright, gotta stop it sometime, because, shoot, it's already been a minute. I only got 9 left, maximum. Maximum, I tell you. So, my devotion this morning was about clouds. I kid you not, clouds. He used some little verse from Revelations. He cometh on the clouds, sort of apocalyptic, blah, blah, blah. But that went on this whole little dance around with clouds, which is kind of cool. Somewhat confusing. And then the dude who writes the devotion was like, without clouds, we would have no faith. And I was like, you mean actual condensation and gathers in the air? We wouldn't be able to have faith in God? That's confusing. I'm assuming he didn't mean that, and if he did, don't buy it. But I thought it was cute, and so it just got me thinking about cute clouds. And the clouds have always been one of my favorite forms of God's art, because God's pretty much the best artist in the world. Sorry, Bruce Springsteen fans and whatever people think Scorsese is king, or PTA, or Charlie Kaufman, or Jeff Koons, or I don't know, whoever people think the greatest artist is. He's the dude. Pretty good. I mean, seriously, look outside. Even like trees that are all scrappy looking, they win. They're the best sculptures of all. They win. And clouds, man. Some clouds I've seen, especially in Nashville. Nashville used to have fantastic clouds. Man, special certain days, things were going on up there that looked like the depths of the ocean above your head, and just, you'd just be locked into awe, and this is what an amazing place. And it's funny, at those times you don't think, at those times I did not think, wow, look at the, myriad patterns the winds are creating in this grouping of condensation and ice crystals and, probably, honestly, smog. You just go, whoa, that is fantastic. Wow. And you can't even, you try to give words and you lose words. But really, I suppose the metaphor of the clouds is good, because it sort of plays in this whole thing I'm grappling with. And that without clouds, we can't have faith, because kind of they're using the metaphor, I suppose, which doesn't really work so much for me, but I'm going to try to communicate it anyway. Work with that whole metaphor of, I guess, sun shining on our face would be the thing that we want. But for me, it's not the thing I want. I want clouds. So maybe I'm custom engineered for this whole thing. But that, with clear skies, they were just saying Christ doesn't come in clear skies, which I think is kind of interesting. That, when things are all fine and dandy like Halloween candy and just like serene and la-di-da and everything's fine anyway, it's almost like, all right, well, what can I do for you then? It's you know what I mean? It's almost like we don't realize, don't realize my need, and genuine need, not just need like, oh, this will make me feel better, or, oh, I need to be filled in somehow. But genuine, I believe, essential human need that I would be unfulfilled without, and nothing in the world has ever been able to fill other than him. yeah, we feel that need in peril. And other time, in times of peril, when things are like, wait, why can't I make anything work? I'm smart. People around me are smart. I'm loving. People around me are loving. Why does this stuff go wrong? And sometimes there is no why. And to anybody who struggles with anything, that's not, what do you mean there's no why? It's to send you scuttling and scurrying towards your maker, going, man, hey, it's, almost the same way when you were children, and something went wrong. Sometimes things go terribly wrong, and you break your toy or whatever, you'd be mad, and you try to fix it, or you throw it away, or you just do something. But a lot of times things really messed you up. What do? You run straight to your mom and dad. And for some people, it was like a big deal, I'm sure, to get over that as they aged or whatever. But then there's something in that is pure and can teach us about the reason that we do that is not just merely out of fear, but it's out of a mirror image of the relationship we're to be pursuing with Christ. And that in those times of trouble, that should be our first and sometimes only thought. Christ, help me. Help me here. Help me walk through this. And you know what? It certainly doesn't always come the way we want it. But it comes, and that it teaches us, we're being taught. I don't think I've ever not learned from some bout of suffering in my life, either within it or without it. And then it was an interesting thing they were talking about this morning in this devotion about how it's not even necessarily even about learning, but it's often too about unlearning. And I was yakking to my lady last night about my devotion yesterday. I was like, there's something interesting when you get in those in-between periods, when you're either partially through something, of this whole birth-death sort of metaphor of how struggles go, when you're like sloughing off the old life and getting into the new life, and it makes you itchy and irritable like a snake. But that also, within it, the way you're behaving is almost like flashes. It's almost like you go, boom, boom, you go back and forth in between your new self and your old self, because you're kind of caught in the middle. So you're almost like learning new behavior in your suffering and unlearning old behavior. And ultimately, the more I rely on myself to get me through these struggles, the more I'm going to actually grab stuff from the old way and glom, and that's going to stay with me all through the new transformation. I'm not even going to fully get out of my old skin. And the more I just go, Lord, help me, the more I simplify, and I let go of so much, man. So in darkness, I don't turn for a flashlight or a candle. I just go, hey, Lord, help me out. I need succor. I need comfort. I need release. I need guidance. I need light. Make me so bright that this darkness doesn't even affect. Then I don't even see this darkness. And if I keep my eyes on your light, you know what? I'm not going to see the darkness. And so far, that's really been working lately. So I guess I'm doing it with more simplicity, I think, is the thing. More like a child. You know what I mean? Don't look at the clouds and be like, oh, that's a cumulonimbus, or whatever. You know the names. That's kind of childlike too. But don't just look. Be in awe. And enjoy the storms. Enjoy the struggles, and just be in awe of the mightiness of this world that we're surrounded in. And honestly, it's kind of a shock and a amazement that we're not going through massive struggles every single day, all the time, our entire lives. You know what I mean? It's almost a shock that there's high moments. So, clouds are awesome. God is awesome. Jesus rules. And despite all that metaphor, please don't anyone use this against me and tell me that I really do like sunny days with clear skies. I don't. They're very, very boring. Southern California, get your act together. All right.